You're listening to a Countout Podcast.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Independent Waters. I am your host, Mikey Manfredi, and joining me, as always, is none other than Zach Speedball Batista. Zach, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty good today. It's a bit of a late start, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm more excited for the weekend, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm also excited for this weekend because we are, you know what, we'll get into it later. Stay tuned and see why we're excited for this weekend, even though we probably said it like 3 episodes ago already.
calling past us out so much.
Today, yeah, for now, though, we'll save it for the end and talk about why next week is going to be special. But, alright, the matches I brought to the table this week are... Well, we have Speedball Mike Bailey taking on Konosuke Takeshita, and we have, I don't know why my mouth can't say it, like my brain is saying it right, but my mouth can't actually, get Takeshita out.
Yeah, Konosuke Takeshita's I make it sound easier when I just said it there, but first time I said I make it sound
so fucking white when I say it. I sound like a Karen who's like, "What's your name, Konosuke?" Konosuke? Like, that's what I sound like right now, and I feel so horrible.
Thing. I read his name out loud, and then Justin Roberts showed up and was just like, "Hey, you said that wrong," and I was just like, "I did."
Konosuke Takeshita. That's Takeshita. Takeshita. Konosuke Takeshita. There we go. Got it. All right. So we got that match, and then we also have. I also brought to the table Ali Catch and Effie, better known as Bussy, taking on the team of the Runway, which is Calvin Couture and Tyler Klein from Enjoy Wrestling in the Enjoy Wrestling Tag Team Cup.
Yeah.
Zach, what match did you bring to the table this week?
So I brought Jessie Elaban versus Mila at Coastal Championship Wrestling Bash at the Brew 17.
Nice. I'm excited for this one.
I am quite excited myself. I mean, there's a very obvious match on here, which is probably going to blew my socks off and yours as well. But we'll get to that elephant in the room when we get to there.
Yes, we will talk about that when we get. Like you said, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Or cross that C.
Cross the A. There we go. But first off, we are going to be talking about Bussy versus the Runway from Enjoy Wrestling. Zach, what did you think about this match?
I thought that it was, let's just say, entertaining match. Solid match with a good amount of entertainment value added onto it, which I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed also the fact that Enjoy Wrestling, haha, funny, put the effort to actually have a story for this match going into it.
Mm-hmm.
That being that Enjoy Management is making Lawless defend, hold on, you can't see it, but I'm doing the quotes, his Enjoy Cup, which he stole from Lee Moriarty. Fuck yourself, Lawless. In a tag tournament now instead of a singles one. So he basically recruited the Runway to win the cup on his behalf. And he's going to basically be managing them. And their first round matchup is against Bussy, who is the GCW Tag Champs, so they were a favorite going into this tournament.
At the time, they were the AEW Tag Champs.
Oh, did they lose it? Oh.
I think they lost them at some point.
I think they still are. Not
champs. AEW, GCW Tag Champs.
I think they still are Tag Champs, I'm going to be honest.
Did they lose them and then win them back? I swear to God they lost them for like a second.
I mean, I might be wrong, but like I could have sworn they still had them. To Twitter I go, the only time Twitter's fucking useful.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this Count Out Network podcast. Before we get to it, I want to talk about our new Patreon that we have started. It is on patreon.com/countoutpod. We're very excited about it and very excited for all the things to you. Now, we're a small network here, and so, we're trying our best to raise our profile and do better things and bring more fun and enjoyment to the wrestling community, wrestling fun. Remember that? So we're doing our best to get there, but we need your help along the way to help bring us up even more. So that's where the Patreon comes in. It's just a little bit of support that you can throw, some money our way to the podcast that we have. Ring Post Radio, Your Dose of Death, How to Talk to Your Friend About Wrestling, Independent Waters, shows of that nature, Okada Shorts. That Patreon is something that we will do. And of course, as a thank you for that support from you, that money is going to go to great people, to good causes, to those people that are doing great stuff for our podcast network. But as a thank you, we got great stuff for you. So we got 3 tiers on this Patreon. Again, patreon.com/countoutpod. The first tier is the support tier. It's just $3 a month. That's not bad at all. That's so simple and easy, you won't even see it leave your bank account. And of course, in there, you'll just get a straight up thank you from us, a shout out on all of our podcasts, thanking you for your support. And you'll also be able to join that Content a Month Club. So what that club is every month we will release one piece of audio, one piece of video, whatever it may be, for the support tier, for the $3 tier that is typically behind the $5, maybe even the $10 tier of the Patreon. So you'll be able to get that just for $3. You'll get that content for $3 every single month, and at the end of the month, they'll go back behind the other tiers. But if you want it all the time, you can, of course, get it in the Kayfabe and Shoot tiers. The Kayfabe tier is $5, where you'll get that thank you, and that's where you'll find all of our wrestling-related content, like the new show from Ring Post Radio. Ryan hasn't seen anything, of course, that's me. It's the show where I embarrass myself by admitting to the world matches that I have never seen, and me and Scotty Edwards from Ring Post Radio watch it along with you. Again, that's Ryan hasn't seen anything. And in that tier as well, you get the old content from the old network membership, along with special Discord access as well. So go check out the Kayfabe tier. That's only $5. And in the $10 tier, this is the most expensive tier, the Shoot tier, you get that thank you. You get all that older content. You'll get all those Kayfabe tier goodies of wrestling-related shows. But this is where you also get our non-wrestling-related content. If you really want to hang out with us, this is where it is. And you can do that through our monthly Jackbox Party Pack games with the whole Count Out family. Maybe not the whole Count Out family, whoever's available, I guess. But with the Count Out family, you can join along with us and play along if possible. And of course, you also get our current running show. It's a D&D show, Cantrips and Clotheslines, where you can follow the adventures of Andre, the Pebble, John Meowxley, May Duskmere, and of course our wonderful DM, Jared Luthi. Some great content, some great shows there, all on our Shoot tier, $10. Again, go to patreon.com/countoutpod and join the Count Out Network Patreon today. Any of the tiers, we'd be very thankful. It's all going to good podcasters, and they would all very much appreciate it as well. So if you can go and donate and go put money into the Patreon, you'll get some great content out of it, I'm sure you. So definitely go check that out. We'd very much appreciate it. Now let's get back to the show.
Yeah. Well, they lost the titles like a month ago.
I've been under a rock. A Dwayne Johnson, as some kids say. Anywho. Formerly GCW champions Bussy and Lawless. Man, they really didn't start. They didn't waste any time starting this match, did they?
No, they did not. They went right. They didn't waste any time with this match because literally while Bussy was entering and like showing off on the ropes, the Runway and David Lawless attacked them from behind.
I think Allie got beat with Lawless'
Allie got beat with the gavel. It looked like she fucking died.
Just collapsed, and I was just like, you really just beat that one with a wooden hammer. So, this causes Allie to actually get taken to the back. So, it's just Effie, but if you know Effie's a fantastic singles competitor, so he ain't going down without a fight. Now, initially, he gets on top of the situation with a double clothesline to the runway, and then he dropped toe holds Lawless, and it looks like he's about to basically spank him with his gavel. But then the runway beat him up and give Lawless just enough time to slither away like the slime ball that he is.
Like the slime ball he is.
And in case you're wondering, by the way, and you're watching this match, Calvin Couture is the blonde one, and Tyler Klein is the guy with the half-blonde, half-black hair.
Yes.
And Lawless is the guy in the suit with the wooden gavel, obviously.
Lawless is the asshole on the outside who keeps interfering in this match.
Yes. So, sadly for Effie, after this very initial burst of offense, the Runway very quickly take control of this match with hitting him with a heart attack they call Paris to Milan. Great name, by the way.
Very good name.
And after this, this match becomes a lot of Effie basically trying his hardest to hold out while the Runway just beat him down with double team moves, applying pressure constantly. Once in a while, the ref will miss Lawless beating up Effie, and Effie is just holding out, praying, and at some points even trying to go for alley catch for a hot tag, but she's not there yet. Eventually, though, he does turn things around by grabbing them both and pulling them headfirst into each other before knocking them both down with simultaneous punches followed by a chokeslam. And the crowd absolutely erupted from this because if you haven't watched Enjoy Wrestling, Effie is over like a motherfucker. The man could probably go over sliced bread if he wanted to in this promotion.
Yeah, probably.
So, Effie then hits Calvin first with a big boot in the corner, and then he hits his leg lock DT, which I swear is called Over the Rainbow, but commentary never says it, so maybe I'm just
pretty sure you're correct.
It's a great name, but anywho. And then goes hit Tyler with something, but instead
that's what I have in my notes too.
Excellent. All right, I'll take that from the Effie superfan.
What? Okay.
Listen, if I am a Holly Dead superfan, you're an Effie superfan.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anywho, so Effie gets Tyler up on his shoulders to hit him with something, but he wiggles out of the fireman's carry and sets Effie up for a double team move involving a Russian leg sweep. But when Calvin runs the ropes, tries to hit Effie with said move, Effie moves out of the way and causes Calvin to knee Tyler in the chest.
This little 2-on-1 that we've had for a while was actually pretty good, I think.
Yeah, Runway did a good job of playing up to the crowd as well as having a good amount of varied tag team maneuvers, not the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Effie's comeback was really solid.
Mm-hmm. After this miscommunication, speaking of Effie's comeback, Effie then wipes Calvin out with a spear, but he's too tired to get to his feet. And back from the motherfucking dead, or I guess you could call it, what's the word here I'm looking for here? A bail, off of bail from the lawman beating her with his gavel, comes alley catch from the back.
I like how she didn't come out until Effie was in the middle of the ring and was like, Allie!
Yeah.
He was like on his hands and knees, like crawling to the corner where she would be. Mm-hmm. But he was just like, Allie! And she just like ran out like, fuck, my partner needs me.
Comes out, hot tag, crowd erupts. Allie plants Tyler into the mat by using the ropes to sit on Tyler's chest. Hits a running splash on Calvin in the corner. Back elbows Tyler in the face. Gets a hip attack into, I believe it was Calvin's face. And then finally, a double Northern Lights suplex to both members of the Runway, knocking them both down. Effie gets back up on the apron at this point, and Allie tags him in. And then get this fun spot here where basically Calvin tries to sunset flip Effie, and Allie tries to sunset flip Tyler, but neither is really successful, but they are successful at pulling the other one's tights down over their ass.
Yep.
So now with two full moons out, Effie
so we had Alley Catch pulled down Klein's pants, right?
Yep.
And Couture pulled down Effie's pants. So he just had two asses just straight out, which was basically exactly what you'd expect from an Effie match.
Yeah. They both smacked.
And a Bussy match, I'm sorry.
Yes, accurate. So then the people below them smack the hands, or get their hands smacked off by the people up top. They both go to sit on the other person below them. Effie's successful because this is his thing. Tyler is not. No. Tyler lands right on his tailbone.
Yep. I like the way commentary described it as it being like, Allie knows it's part of Effie's arsenal, so she knew exactly what was coming to dodge out of the way in time.
Mm-hmm. The two then Bussy hits the 2-gay power trip. I died of laughter a little bit from this when I heard this. I was like, what the fuck? Which is, in case you don't know what the 2-man power trip is, a pedigree from Effie and a stunner from Allie.
Yes.
But somehow the Runway kicks out. Shockingly enough. So, Effie looks like they're going to go for like a doomsday device, potentially using his finisher, the Sack Rider, which is, if you've seen Zack Ryder, it's his Rough Rider, just Effie.
Mm-hmm. Effie'd up, yeah.
But Tyler holds on to Effie's leg as he's climbing to the top rope, which lets Calvin get out of Allie's hold and throw her out of the ring. Calvin
when he goes for the sack rider and he just goes like straight over him, I was like, holy shit, he got up there.
Yeah, I don't think it was this yet. I think we're getting there.
Oh, did he try it again?
Yeah, he tried it twice because I thought he was going to go for it. Anywho, you'll know when I get to it. Watch.
Gotcha.
So Calvin then launches Effie across the ring. Like, he just straight up grabs him off the top rope and throws him over to the other side.
Hey, man, sometimes you just gotta do the simple thing, right?
Yeah. Now, speaking of simple things, Lawless does the opposite of it, because basically while the ref is distracted with the runway now beating up Effie, he's on the outside pulling out some fucking rope like some old-fashioned villain and is just tying up Allie in the most unconventional-looking knot to, like, the ring itself. And you see him keep doing this, and you're like, you just tied her up. Fair, I guess.
Like he's fucking Dick Dastardly.
Exactly. And meanwhile, back in the ring, the Runway are now celebrating, stopping Bussy from winning the match. So then
I guess he is Lawless, right?
Yep, and true. I didn't even think about that. The irony of the guy whose last name is Lawless being like,
being a lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer enforcing the law on his time. So the Runway are celebrating. They don't see Effie go to the top or the middle rope. They get double blockbustered. He then goes for the sack rider, but Tyler throws him onto his face near the ropes. This looked like it was painful for Effie, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he looked good.
As Mikey was saying before, he got a lot of height.
Yeah, he got up there. He landed kind of awkwardly, too, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully for Effie, though, he didn't have to endure much more at this match, because it is during this moment that Lawless then sneakily clocks him in the side of the face with his gavel.
Bonk.
Calvin rolls Effie's up after being bonked, pulls his tights up, and sends him back to Horny Joe by getting the win for the Runway.
Sends him back to Horny Joe.
I was actually surprised that the Runway won this.
I like how can we from now on call Bussy losing getting sent back to Horny Joe?
They always lose by kissing people. Might as well.
It's true. It's they have come out and said canonically it is their one weakness.
Just send them back to Horny Jail. Done. Easy. Yeah, overall, I thought this was a good match. It was a simple but effective story with a very hot crowd and two great commentators.
Agree. A great commentary and enjoy, always.
I love me some Veda Scott. Not gonna lie. I consistently love her commentary.
Yep.
Overall, I think I might have given this match maybe a meh on its own if the crowd wasn't there and all the story wasn't built in there, but with everything, I'll give it a high meh.
Yeah, same here. It was a solid matchup. Solid matchup. A lot of cool double team spots. A lot of cool spots with Effie making a comeback on the 2-on-1. Alley Catch running in and like being like, "I'm not injured," and just like coming in for the fight with the double Northern Lights was sick. Some of the reversals were pretty cool in this match, and of course, Lawless just being a shithead and letting the Runway get the win was a solid booking choice. I would imagine the Runway are going to be able to enjoy a lot more consistently than Bussy will be.
Yeah, I am curious to see where this entire tournament goes, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Me too. I'm excited to see where it goes for sure. Actually, this was a while ago it started, so I'm sure it's either over or has a little bit left to go. Well, anywho. What is the next match we are taking a look at? Zach, you picked this one, so why don't you give us the rundown?
Yeah, we got Jessie Elaban versus Mila Moore at CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling. But before we do that, let's take a quick commercial break.
Yeah.
Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
It's Amanda Bones.
And I'm Ashley.
Of How to Talk to Your Friend About Wrestling, the podcast on the Count Out Wrestling Podcast Network, a weekly show where we talk about all of our favorite things, babes, blood, and brutality.
We also talk about other fun things, like is Kenny Omega finally too tan? And how much blood is too much blood? Because that looks like way too much blood.
So join us on the adventure of teaching me, Amanda Bones, about wrestling.
So, Elaban, Moore. Again, another theme this week. The match doesn't immediately start off. Before this match can even kick off, Jessie, the heel of this match, cuts a pretty good heel promo against Mila, I'm not going to lie. It gets derailed by the dreaded what chant, though. Mikey and I just literally talked about this chant. We both agree. Fuck this chant.
Terrible.
Don't fucking bring this chant to a wrestling event. It fucking derails shit for no reason. fuck off what chant. Done.
Yep.
Anywho, when the match starts, Jessie wants to shake Mila's hand, and Mila's like, "Oh, you know what? I'll shake your hand." And the crowd's like on their hands and knees, like begging her, "Do not fucking do this, please. She's just gonna beat you up." And like Mila's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway," and she gets poked in the eye.
It's almost like they warned you.
Like, sometimes the faces are are just a bit of a dumbass. Or they trust a bit too much. So then the two lock up from here, and they go into the ropes and the corner before separating, and Mila clocks Jessie in the side of the face. I guess she's pissed off about getting the poke in the eye.
Yeah, I bet. I would be pretty pissed off, too.
She puts Jessie in a side headlock that she really just can't seem to get out of, and she gets out by stomping on Mila's foot, you know, being the heel, as opposed to getting out by out wrestling. She's like, fuck that, I'll just stomp on her foot so she lets go.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, well, it was bad for her to stand there, though, because Mila then shoulder tackles her to the floor. And it really doesn't get better for the heel here, because she goes to arm drag her, and Mila instead does it back to her twice. And this puts her in the corner, and she big boots her across the face. And, like, for a heel that was talking a lot of shit about how she was going to embarrass Mila in this match, she's kind of getting her shit kicked in.
She's getting her shit rocked.
Like, from this corner, Mila throws her out, rolls over her, snaps her face to the mat. Jessie goes back to the corner, and Mila's like, well, if it worked once, it's gotta work again, right? She goes for a big boot again in the corner. This time, Jessie gets away by dodging it, by going onto the apron. She grabs Mila's left leg, she's now hanging over the top rope, snaps it down, pulls out that leg from underneath the bottom rope, and slams the same leg onto the apron.
But she just keeps going after that leg.
Yeah, a lot of this match is dominated by Jessie, who just keeps beating the shit out of Mila's left leg.
Yeah, except for the beginning where Mila was kind of in control, where she kept like just beating down Jessie. But once Jessie got the upper hand, she was able to take this match over.
Incoming horrible pun. She didn't have a leg to stand on.
Hey, boo!
Yeah, I deserve that.
Like, anyway. Good one, but also boo.
Good. Your boos are... Speaking of boos, the whole time that Jessie's in control, they just boo and heckle the shit out of her.
Boos are how you know a pun is good.
Yes, but this crowd was not happy. No. I think my favorite part out of all this entire spot, when Jessie was basically just doing the heel thing of beating down the face, was when she stood on Mila's back and used the ropes to choke her out, which looked really effective. And what Jessie does is that with a smile on her face, she basically rolls into the ring to show off, for no reason at all. Goes out of the apron and punt kicks Mila in the face as she's still laying out on the ropes. I like this. It was a good amount of personality from Jessie. And this is kind of where my one major issue with this match was, Mikey. Mila had no personality, I felt like.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. She just kind of felt like the default face, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm here to win this match fair and square. Give the big thumbs up, right? Like,
yeah. The crowd loves her. And, like, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, Jessie at least got a promo, but Mila didn't say anything. And didn't say anything for the rest of this match. And I was like, damn, I kind of wish she had more substance to her character, but generic babyface it is for this match.
Yeah, I just feel like I wanted more there, you know?
100%. Like, literally, like, as I'm talking about how Jessie's, like, smiling, going with the crowd, I'm like, giving, like, good notes of her character. She gave me real Sonya Deville vibes. If you don't watch WWE, actually you do these days now, but back in the pandemic when Sonya Deville was more featured, she's a bit now, though, on WWE. She had a very good way of making you hate her by just being so smug, and Mila just gave me the same, like, smug energy, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, that's enough of that for now. After this, I think Mila dodges another punt kick because Jessie, similar to Mila, was like, well, if it worked for one time, it's got to work again, right? And it doesn't because she dodges it and pulls Jessie through the ropes to roll her up. And again, Jessie dominates this match again after this, but there are some moments here and there where Mila makes a comeback. Additionally, she has, like, these moments, like I said, where she taunts the crowd or gets distracted by the crowd booing her, and you're, like, waiting for her to finally get her comeuppance for doing this all the time and not focusing on Mila.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Mila makes her comeback. After she kicks Jessie quite literally out of the ring, it takes some time to recover, and when she rolls back in, she fires off back-to-back clotheslines, neck breaker, and then a monkey flip out of the corner. From here, she hits Mila with an interesting move. It was like a combination of a reverse DDT into a leg drop, basically. I liked it, though.
It was cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice move. I could see that looking more devastating. That could have some applications from different spots in the ring that could look devastating. Unfortunately for her, though, so from here, Jessie hits Mila with a interesting-looking reverse DDT into a leg drop, which looked cool.
It was sweet. Yeah, it was definitely sweet.
It's got potential to look better if there's less setup. I guess it's like a smoother transition.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, Mila gets her foot on the bottom rope. And this obviously pisses off Jessie, and when they both get back to their feet, they lock up in the ropes, and they just kind of refuse to let go. The ref's like, alright, well, if you're not going to listen to me, I'll just get in between you two. Pushes them both apart, doesn't see Jessie, who reaches over her shoulder and pokes Mila in the eye. Boop. She then hits her finisher on Mila, called the Joyride.
It looks kind of cool.
I actually loved it. This was actually the move that I thought. The leg drop DDT thing was cool. This move, however, I think has a lot of potential to be like a giftable or eye-catching finisher.
Yeah.
So what it is to give you a visualization if you're listening. She cartwheels into her opponent. As she's flipping through the air, uses that momentum to get them in an air raid crash position when she lands on her feet. Then spins them and slams them face first into the mat. It's a very cool looking move. And I think, again, very eye-catching if made more smooth. But yeah, other than that, the match was good. It's fine. I wish that Mila also sold her leg more. I'm not gonna lie. Because, like, for the majority of this match, it felt like Mila was getting her leg attacked. And she sold it sometimes by, like, getting up. But, like, I kind of wanted her to sell it more in, like, the moves. Or when she was running in the ring.
I agree. A lot of the sells were just, like, every once in a while, she'd just be like, my leg. But, like, otherwise, like, it would just be, like, completely normal.
Like, and normally I'd be fine with it. Like,
especially with somebody so tall, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even just that she's tall, also. It's the fact that, like, literally for, like, 3/4 of this match, it felt like Jessie was just attacking this leg. And it wasn't as effective, apparently.
Yeah, I agree. A little more selling on that leg would have helped me fall into this match a little more, I guess.
I hate to bring down the vibes, but I'm giving this match a meh.
Yeah, same here.
I was like, it was fine.
Yeah, it was okay. Nothing like super exciting. It was decent, and hopefully we can see them again in the future and see them both at an improved state.
Correctamundo.
All right, let's get to our last match of the night, shall we? We have Speedball Mike Bailey taking on Konosuke Takeshita. Okay, here we go.
Come
on.
Yeah,
Speedball Mike Bailey taking on Konosuke Fuck, why can't I do it? I know it. It's Fuck. Takeshita. Fuck, I can say it. Like, I know I can say it, but when I'm saying it in, like, a row. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Konosuke Takeshita from West Coast Pro Wrestling.
Very nice.
Yeah, this match was fucking bananas.
I expected.
What did we expect?
Nothing less.
It's Mike Bailey and Konosuke. Of course, it's gonna be absolutely off the wall.
This is the equivalent of walking into a Michelin star restaurant saying, "I will order your signature dish," and going like, "This dish should be good." And you eat it, you're like, "It's fucking delicious."
I see why it's a Michelin star dish. Yes, picking a match, knowing exactly what you're gonna get, and then getting it is so nice.
It really is. So, the slight context for any of you that want to know why this match is also so fucking good is because these two have known each other for actually 6 years. They've been friends for that long. They were even DDT tag team champions too.
That makes sense because Bailey did a lot of wrestling. Bailey started off in Europe and Japan. Yeah,
I had that exact thought. I was like, so this is what he did. And I was like, that explains a lot of this match because this match the very simple story, and that's all it needed to be, was literally these two both respect and know each other. They're friends, but that also makes this fight more dangerous for both of them because if there's one person that knows you better than your enemy, it's your best friend or one of your friends, basically. So, and it's literally evident at the very beginning of this match.
Like, these two know each other better than anybody, right?
Yeah, like, start of the match. Nice friendly handshake. Moment it ends, Bayley goes to try to get a quick kick to Konosuke's face. They go back and forth with strikes, holds, speed, and while Bayley is keeping up with him, Takeshita does actually come out on top here with a single leg dropkick to the face. This causes him to put Bayley on the apron via suplex, but upon going to kick him in the face, Bayley ducks out of the way and pulls Takeshita's other leg out from underneath him. And then relentlessly, as Takeshita's on the outside recovering from this, Bayley hits his moonsault from the second turnbuckle in the ring to the outside, and he is now ruthlessly attacking Takeshita's left leg. Because as Mike Bayley knows, Takeshita's finisher is the jumping knee. His signature move is that flying clothesline, which requires a lot of speed.
So if you take out those knees, man,
it's going to be kind of hard for you to run.
Yep.
And this match is really back and forth. Like, right after this, despite all this punishment that he took on the outside, Takeshita does make a comeback thanks to his strikes. He runs the ropes, hits Bayley with his signature jumping lariat, which looks fucking amazing every time I see it.
Would you ever imagine we'd be saying that someone was going strike for strike with Mike Bayley?
Only if it's in New Japan, and it's very specific wrestlers. Other than that,
one of them being Takeshita.
Yes. Well, now I kind of want to see like Bayley versus oh no, what's his name? No, I forgot his name. Hold on, I'll get this in a second.
The name. What's the name?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Like the SpongeBob episode, or
Ishii.
Oh,
I want Bayley versus Ishii now.
That's one person who would just he would do his fast kicks, and Ishii would just be standing there and just be whap, right?
Yes, exactly. Dead. Awesome. Anyways, if that wasn't enough, when Bayley goes to the outside to recover, Takeshita takes Bayley out with a flipping senton over the top rope, because if you've ever seen Takeshita, he is a freak of nature who's massive, wide, and still can do shit like that.
Both of these men are freaks of nature. Have you seen the shit Mike Bayley can do? This match was just two of the best, I feel like, honestly, two of the best indie wrestlers currently right now.
They're definitely up there, that's for damn sure.
Just absolutely killing it. And showing why they're the fucking best.
Yeah. So
once again, Mike Bayley has still never disappointed me with a singular match he's ever been in.
Same.
And so far, neither is Takeshita.
Excellent. Agreed. Back to the match. Takeshita at this point. Have you ever seen someone use power to take control of a match? This is the equivalent of it, because he power slams Bayley to the ground, sentons him off the second rope, gets this awesome sequence where he gets him in an octopus hold, and he just rolls him up several times, and as Bayley's just out of the last hold, he's oh thank God, instantly locked in the rings of Saturn. And Bayley has to use the ropes to get out of it. So then they get to their feet, they slug it out, and in the end, Takeshita gets Bayley in a gory special submission hold, which I didn't fucking know he knew, but if you told me that this was from El Generico somehow, I wouldn't be fucking surprised.
Yeah.
It never really occurred to me until the Battle of the Belts match with him and Claudio, which, by the way, watch that if you ever get the chance to. How much Generico influenced his fucking offense. Because there's so much El Generico inspiration in this offense. We'll get to some of that later. Anywho, Takeshita, knowing that he can't just let Bayley go, lets him go in the corner, so Bayley, falls backwards, and then his chest just eats the corner. And he ends up basically on top of the top rope now. Takeshita then slams him off to the ground with a superplex, but Bayley is able to rally back here by hitting Takeshita with a signature rapid kicks. He knocks him down, sets up in the corner to nail Takeshita with I believe it's his roundhouse kick. But unexpectedly, Takeshita just full sprints at him, so Bayley has to instead mule kick him in the chest. This causes Takeshita to bend over. He goes for his ultimate weapon finisher, shooting star double knees to the back, in case you don't know, but now you know. But he misses.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's from. That's from a song.
Well, Hit Row says it.
Oh.
Well, there you go. Now you know, but it's probably from a song before they got it. Or maybe they came up on their own. Anywho. I digress. After Bayley misses this, you'd think it would stun him, but it actually doesn't, because he quickly knocks Takeshita down.
Because he's Mike Bayley.
He's Mike fucking Bayley, because then he hits him with a standing corkscrew to the chest.
Unreal.
but isn't enough to win. So again, these two go at it, but this time it's literally all forearms. The other ones are like some kicks, maybe some chops, some punches. This is all forearms.
This really feels like a blink and you'll miss it type of match.
Yeah. Last time, Takeshita looks like he's won it. Goes for the Blue Thunder Bomb. Bailey knows that he loves using it, so he counters it with a roll-up. Takeshita then consequently counters it with one of his own. They get into a stalemate between these two that gets broken up when Bailey jumps into Takeshita and takes it to the mat with a Cazadora for locking in an absolutely brutal-looking Navarro special submission hold.
Mm-hmm.
It's literal pure agony for Takeshita as he's screaming in pain. He's got to bite his hand so he doesn't avoid tapping out.
That was such a nice little touch.
Mm-hmm. Gets to the bottom rope. He's hobbling on this crippled left leg now. I just realized now we've now had 2 matches where our left leg is targeted.
Mm-hmm.
Bailey sees this, and Bailey is like a fucking piranha with blood in the water. Like, he sees this, and he's like, that left leg's mine now.
It's mine now, yeah.
Kick this leg, just absolutely mercilessly kicking this leg. And eventually...
Mike Bailey was just like, target acquired.
Mm-hmm. Kicks him so hard, knocks out his legs from underneath him, goes for the buzzsaw kick to the head, but Takeshita catches his leg. In a desperate attempt to win the 2, then trade strikes again for like the umpteenth time. And when Takeshita wins it, he runs the ropes. Bailey then slams him to the mat with a green tea plunge, which honestly looks like the Chad version of the Spanish Fly, I'm not going to lie.
The green tea plunge because he doesn't drink soda. No, I don't know.
I don't know why it was called the green tea plunge, but it's an awesome name.
I figured, I thought it was just him a play on Pepsi plunge, like CM Punk's old move.
Oh, yeah, probably.
But I don't know.
It's about as devastating as it is, though. And when Takeshita sits up, Bailey punt kicks him in the chest and standing moonsault double knees him in the chest. He sets up in the corner. Takeshita hobbles to his feet, eats a corner-to-corner spinning roundhouse kick to the side of the head. Bailey drags him to the corner, goes for the ultimate weapon again, and again Takeshita counters it. This time he catches him in mid-fucking-air and hits him with a Blue Thunder Bomb.
That was absolutely the most ridiculous counter for that I've ever seen.
But wait, there's more, because Takeshita follows up with a fucking haluva kick, El Generico, a Poison Rana, and then double running knees to the face, also known as I learned today, a Somato.
A Somato?
Yes. Somato. Tomato. I say Somato. Takeshita goes to cover him, though. I'm on a roll with these puns today for some reason. But Bailey literally, knowing how badly hurt he was from that double knees to the face, he's already on the ropes, and Takeshi's like, oh, for fuck's sake, man, come on, I didn't even get to cover you.
Because he didn't cover him fast enough, so Bailey was just like, I'm just gonna go over here.
He's like, God fucking damn it. So, Takeshita goes for his jumping knee. Bailey dodges it by going to the outside, and in a series of absolutely wild events, Takeshita goes to, I assume, suicide dive after him. But Bailey sees it, hops onto the apron, so Takeshita has to baseball slide underneath to the outside so he doesn't run right into Bailey. And to the surprise of everyone in the match, Bailey's like, I could just hit him, but instead I'll just springboard off the ropes and hit a moonsault to the outside.
How fucking ridiculously fast that spot happened was absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, I knew when I watched
it. It happened literally in like all of that was just like, bam. Like, it was just like, Takeshita dodges, Bailey's on the ropes, Bailey hits moonsault. It was like, what the fuck? Good. It's like, how the hell do these two just go so quickly?
Yeah, no, they really, when they step on the gas, they really go for it. So, after that fucking moonsault, because, fuck you, Mike Bailey, I guess, the 2 are out of commission for a bit, and we get our first, breather before Bailey gets into the ring, and he waits for Takeshita to get on the apron. And the moment he does this, sweeps out both Takeshita's legs, gets onto the apron, double knees moonsaults right through Takeshita's chest into the apron. Takeshita looks like he is in excruciating pain. And props to them for this spot, because when Takeshita gets up, he's bent over in the corner, and it makes sense since all the wind in his lungs just exhaled out of that.
Yeah.
And at this point, Bailey goes for the ultimate weapon again. But when he goes for it, Takeshita just very, quickly moves out of the way so Bailey's knees...
He did the Samoa Joe where it's just like, just scooches over.
Blasts him with a lariat. Bailey gets knocked over. He goes again to finish this match with a jumping knee. Again, Bailey has it scouted. He catches the knee the first time, moves out of the way the second time. Takeshita on the second one falls ass over tea kettle out of the ropes onto the outside. Gets onto the apron after this. He and Bailey both climb to the top rope, and it's here that Despite the chandelier several times in this match going to the business for itself and trying to sabotage these spots, Takeshita pretty much wipes Bailey out with a lariat off the top rope, which sends them both crashing to the mat.
Which looked so brutal, by the way.
Takeshita's the first up after that absolutely brutal lariat. He goes to German suplex Bailey, and Bailey, because he knows how fucking dangerous Takeshita's suplexes are, especially the German one, nearly stops this by kicking both of Takeshita's legs out from underneath him, and Takeshita, with the absolute fridge of a man this guy is, just on his knees, German suplexes Bailey overhead.
This German suplex from the knees scared the absolute shit out of me because it looked like fucking Bailey landed directly on the top of his skull.
Yeah.
It didn't look like he fell right at all. Like, if you looked at it, it looked like Bailey just broke his neck. It was like, oh my... It looked like he landed literally, like, top of his head.
Oh, yeah, it was a...
It was rough to watch. But, of course, he just stood up and was like, all right, back to the match after that because he's Mike Bailey.
Get back to the match. Back and forth countering each other's kicks. Takeshita takes Bailey down with 2 huge lariats to the chest. Bailey still kicks out. And finally, Takeshita drills him with the jumping knee finisher, finishes him off with a bridging German suplex, picks up the win. What a fucking war of a match.
This match was insane. These match was nuts. These two...
Wrestling.
These two, period. There's no more that needs to be said.
These two, period. End of story. No explanation, no more. Mark out.
Two of my... this is why Speedball's always been one of my favorites, right? Throughout this show, throughout Mikey's Indy 500, this is why Speedball's always been one of my favorites, because Speedball always delivers. Speedball's an absolute fucking beast. And when you put him in the ring with somebody as good as Takeshita, of course it's going to be an absolute banger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Like, fucking hell. So, yeah, that was a hell of an ending, that's for sure.
Yeah, and a big, high-energy ending. Well, with all that out of the way, that just leaves us with a little preview for next week. But, Zach, things are a little different next week, because like we said before, we are excited for this weekend, because we're going to see Garden State Pro Wrestling's Thigh Kingdom come. We are going to be there live and in person, taking a look at this new promotion. Their second show, I believe. We will be there live to check it out. We got our tickets already, so we will be coming to you with a special episode next week describing how that was and how Garden State Pro Wrestling is doing. This card looks pretty stacked, so I'm excited for this show. Zach, what are your feelings on it?
I will say an old saying that we had during the pandemic, support independent wrestling.
Support indie wrestling.
I am 100%. I'm very excited. The card looks really goddamn good.
Yeah, if you can't be there live, definitely try to get it on Fight if you can, because this card is nuts. Like I'm just gonna read their poster we got here. We got Yo-Yo versus Starboy Charlie, Black Generation versus Los Vipers. We got Bussy versus Mathers and Lamar versus the Workhorsemen. We got Sunny Kiss versus Kid Bandit. We got Baliana Key versus Tony Deppen. We got Titus Alexander and Brian Keith in an open weight championship tournament match. And also in one of those matches, we got Alan Angels taking on Robert Martyr, two people who impressed us in the first show a lot. We got Lou Fisto versus Willow Nightingale, and of course the main event, we have Michael Oku taking on Titus Alexander, who is working double duty that night, versus Matt Sydal.
Yeah, no, there are a bunch of matches that I'm very excited to see.
Yeah, this one seems like it's gonna be a banger, and I'm excited to go check it out and see what Garden State is bringing to the table. Because if it's anything like their first show, I think we're in for a treat, because that first show was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That just I guess with that out of the way, it just leaves us with the plugs. Which of course you could go subscribe to us on Patreon if you go to if you go to patreon.com/countout. You can find our page over there. Go become a member of our Patreon. You can get a bunch of fun exclusive content for you, and of course the amount of content you get goes up with the tiers. And at our highest tier, you can even play in a Jackbox game night once a month with us here on the Countout Network. We just had our first one, and it was a blast. We had an awesome time. It was so much fun. We had so much fun playing with our fans and each other, and it was just a great time playing Jackbox. So if you want to get involved in that, join our $10 Patreon tier and become a member now for that. And also on our $10 tier, we have our D&D actual play podcast where me, Zach, Brian Knightsey, Ashley Rose, and our DM Jared are going on an adventure with our characters, with our D&D characters based on wrestlers. So go check that out and become a member of the Patreon today. You can also go check out our website, canoutpod.com, where we have whatever else you need to know about this website. Whatever else you need to know about this podcast network. You can go follow us on Twitter at CountOutPod, or you can follow Indy Waters on Twitter at Indy Waters and tweet at us different suggestions for matches you got. Anything you want us to take a look at, we'll take a look at. Tweet at us, let us know what matches we should watch. And you can find links to all the matchups that we talk about every week on our Twitter as well. And I believe that about does it for go join our Discord. I always forget about the Discord. Go join the Discord. Link is in the bio, in the description, down below. So go jump in the Discord, become a member of the Countout family, and talk to everybody in the Discord. We have a fun community over there, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. And go check out all the other shows here on the Countout Network as well. We have so much fun stuff, so much fun content for you. And go check out the rest of the Countout Network. I believe that about does it. Zach, you got anything?
No.
Well, then that just leaves me with one thing left to say, and that is to remember there's a gigantic sea of independent wrestling out there.
So never stop exploring.
This has been a Countout Podcast.
Hi guys, this is Lauren, your proud host of Your Dose of Death. Just give me a little quick tune in to make sure to listen to Your Dose of Death. Each and every single episode, I provide a different lens into the world of deathmatch, whether it be wrestlers, content creators, or anyone in between. Make sure to listen to me each and every single episode to get a different lens into the death. And please, make sure to listen to Your Dose of Death.